So good morning. I must confess, I was a little intrigued, worried, concerned about how many of you expressed interest in toilet paper. So that's what we will be talking about today. But first, let me introduce this morning's co-host, Wookie Bambuki. Ooh, there you go, Wookie. Will be assisting us today. And there was one other thing before we get into the really important issue of toilet paper and my anxiety. I did have some anxiety last night. One was your interest in the toilet paper. You'll be lucky to know I'm wearing the 47, or happy to know I'm wearing the 4711 Eau de Cologne, having resolved that issue. But I also wanted to show you one last thing before we start talking about toilet paper. I'm going to turn the camera around now. And can you see that? That is my neighbor's house there. And if you look closely on the windows, you will see that they have been sandblasted. And the reason this makes me very excited is that our neighbors built this house, and when their plans were approved, we had assumed, because it's a sloping site, that they would be building their home dug into the hill without building the hill up, which means that now their main bedroom has a beautiful view of our swimming pool. And I am very excited because a few months ago they sandblasted their window, which means that my routine of having to swim and garden naked for the last 3 years is over. It's such a relief to be able to put my clothes back on. So thank you for sandblasting. We can now go out and buy a new swimming costume. Right, back to toilet paper. So there are two things about toilet paper that get me really anxious. The first is like the whole design thing of toilet paper. Like, why do you do it? Why is it designed so that like you have to use the whole toilet paper, has to be shredded before you use it? And in fact, I have a demonstration toilet paper with me. It's a little tricky because Shannon went and bought the good stuff. You know, the stuff that has like the puppies printed on it. Can you see the puppies printed on it? Which is good. For one, Shannon actually, when I asked him to go to the shop, did buy the one that I wanted. And the problem with demonstrating on this one is that their joining's pretty good. But most toilet papers arrive like this. And I've got it like here, put it in my chin so that you can see. So that when you start to use the toilet paper, this is what happens. It's like all these different pieces come off. It's even worse if it's single ply, which is the delightful stuff that you will always get in a public toilet. Even worse than the toilet paper itself is actually the design of those toilet paper dispensers. You know, the metal ones that have two toilet rolls in them, one up and one down. So I don't know why it is, but I would say in at least 50% of the time, maybe it is, you know, when people say, what's your purpose in life? Maybe this is my purpose in life, that I am going to be the person who spends 10 minutes getting out the old toilet roll paper. And then, I mean, let's start at the beginning. So Penny arrives in an airport toilet cubicle. Hopefully it's one that is not in the Americas, because I do not know what is going on with the Americas, but the stalls stop like a meter from the ground, and they have like this 1-inch gap across the front. So it feels like pretty much like, why bother with the cubicles, guys? Like, let's just, you know, do our business in front of each other. Talk about anxiety. So now, anyway, so there's this gap on the floor, right? And that floor I don't know what's been going on that floor, but it doesn't look good to me. So I have my backpack on. So now think about this. I'm on the loo, but I'm having to balance right to the front because there's this big giant backpack. And remember, I'm too schnoop to actually pay for a big suitcase on the airline. So it's got like, basically, it weighs like, I don't know, 500 kilograms sitting on my back. So that is wedged between me and the wall. Often, not always, but especially with American toilet seats, this is another weird one, guys. Like, why don't your toilet seats like join in the middle? Why is it like one strip, two strip? Like, who needs like half a toilet seat to go up a time? Anyway, so most of the time now, again, you will remember that I haven't been exercising a lot recently. I am now trying to balance like this, okay? Which if you have my level of fitness and you're carrying like 150 kgs on your back, it's a feat, guys. And then you've done your business, it's all good. You turn to your left, and what do you see there? You see that horrible stainless steel little unit, and sticking out the bottom is the brown cardboard loo-roll insert. So now you've only got one hand, because your other hand, like, you frankly at this point you're trying to hold yourself up on the other side of the cubicle, right? So now you've got to kind of mold this and squish it and get it down out that hole in the bottom. You know, you have to sort of wank that thing down. Let me do things like wank it down, right? But your trial is not over there. No. Now you have to, with these little chubby hands, try and sneak your hand up the inside, because for reasons best known only to the designers, they've put like a little trigger in there so that the toilet paper doesn't automatically drop down when there's a space. No, you've got to go in there and try and like squeeze your hand up and in and press that. But whilst you press that, now your finger is in the way, right? So it's not going to drop down because the spring has now been replaced by your finger. So now you've got your finger holding the spring down but wedging the toilet roll in place. And then you've got to try and ease it down. At which point you realize it is single ply toilet paper, and we are back to this. Remember, you've only got one hand to undo this thing now. So what you get is actually the opportunity to wipe your ass with confetti. And let me tell you, my friends, that is something that you should be waking up in the middle of the night and you should be worrying about, because it is not fun, especially because, and maybe this is more of a third world issue than a first world issue, the stuff that they use as the hand sanitizer in the bathrooms, I don't know, it's like that orange or pink watered down disgusting stuff. So you've got a choice of like hands that are filled with your excrement, or hands that are covered in that's like never going to come off and leave your hands slimy and sticky for the rest of the day. So I have this theory actually that the rest of the women in the universe are actually carrying small packets of toilet paper around, and there's some kind of way that they can miniaturize loo rolls and carry it with them. And I am actually, you know, my purpose in the universe is to be this person who should I call myself? A toilet paper wrangler. So anyway, guys, I feel like maybe you've made more of a big deal out of the toilet paper than there was. I must have been thinking about it last night, because Shannon says I woke up in the middle of the night, and I do remember waking him up and asking about it, and I know that it was vitally important, but damned if I can remember what it is. So that will be my task for the day, is to feel anxious about what was that thing that I have forgotten. But I am signing off tomorrow. Oh, we will probably talk about anxiety again, won't we? Bye.